Let's have a quick taste of a task done with an analytic function and the same task done with native SQL, and you will see the difference in how powerful these analytic functions are. Consider the two queries that you have on screen. One is a native SQL and one is an analytic function. These two queries return the running total for the employee salary in the HR schema. If you run these two queries, you achieve exactly the same results. You have a running total for all employee salaries. So, employee number 100, who is the first employee, has a running total of 24,000. Employee 101, who is the second employee, has a running total of 41,000, which is a sum of 24 and 17,000. And that gives you a running total. And as you go down to the last employee, you have a running total which is a sum of all employee totals in that company. These same results can be achieved by running this same SQL statement. In fact, let's turn over to SQL Developer and run these tasks. Here in SQL Developer, we have those two statements. The first one which uses regular SQL and the second that uses an analytic function. If I run the first task, it returns a running total of all employee salaries in the company. The same results will be achieved by running an analytic function. Exactly the same running totals. Although these two queries produce the exact same results, you can see from the SQL statements that the one written in native SQL has a few drawbacks. First, the native SQL uses a correlated subquery. This subquery is run for as many times as the number of rows in your table. So if there were 1,000,000 rows in this table, this correlated subquery would have to be run 1,000,000 times, one time for each row. This can be a real problem in terms of database performance. The second problem is the number of lines of code that you'd have to write to achieve the same results that you would have achieved with an analytic function. So the analytic function would run much more faster, but the syntax would be much more compact, which makes it a great option over writing a native SQL to achieve this task. Don't worry about understanding the syntax for the analytic function at this stage. This is just to prove a point. In the future lessons, we are going to dive into the meaning of these clauses and X-ray the syntax for the analytic function, and that is coming up in the next lesson.